Let us get started. Let's get this party started. Let's share the screen. Ooh, let's see. Share. Yippee. All right. Hide thumbnail video. Okay. I said I am technologically improving, so bear with me. All right, everyone. Welcome to this year, February 2021 Vision Board Party. As you can see by the icon already, this year, my wish, my dream for you, for me, is that we get to experience our cup running over. All right, so welcome to the 2021 Vision Board Party. Let's get it started. What is coming up? We are going to, yes, you must remember. We are going to talk about, come on, what is a vision board and why do you need to make one? Why do you need to have one? We're going to discuss briefly what the 6-week course is going to be about. So I'm going to be talking about the 6-week course, getting into details on that. And by the way, if at any point you have something to say, this is, let's be, you know, for Snelly and to me, you guys know how the talks were when we were here at the house, that you could jump in and say whatever you want to say. Please just let's raise our hands if you want to do that. If you have anything, if you want to interject, you are more than welcome to do that. Okay, at any time, and if you have a question or you have a comment or you want to crack a joke at something, we did this. They were semi-formal. Our talks were semi-formal, so I want that to translate to today as well. So I'll be talking about the structure of the course, and I have a mini class. I have a couple of mini classes. These mini classes are to just show you, to give you back, if you're not going to continue with the course, something that you can do, something that you can take away from this presentation, that you can go and apply in your own life, that will, hopefully for me, will be of benefit for you, so that you feel like this has been worth your time. So there'll be mini classes that are really a taste of what we go into the 6 weeks course. And we'll introduce the 12 goal segments that we'll be talking about through the course. We have a class, an in-class task, and I'll be giving you homework, whether you are continuing with the 6-week course or not. You will have homework. So what is a vision board? Basically, a vision board is framing the future. We are so used to framing things that in the past, a holiday that happened a year ago, 6 months ago. We frame photos of ourselves that are in the past experiences. Our profile pictures are a picture of something in the past. We display beautiful art, you know, in our house to make it beautiful. So now we are marrying the two with a vision board. And what we are doing, so I was saying we're used to framing memories. So our framing method at the moment is based in the past. Okay, so we celebrate and relive highlights through framing things. So the reason we choose pictures, certain pictures to hang up in certain areas, is because we want to relive those highlights of our past. So a vision board is really just reverse engineering your memories, you know, the memories that are yet to come, so to speak. So that is basically just what a vision board is. Okay, and then, so a vision board is, and again, what it is, it focuses, it's a focus tool. What do you want? What do you want? It focuses you on that. It forces you to be very specific and to think hard and to make a decision and not to be double-minded and say, okay, no, it's green. No, blue. Okay, and then you get lost into that. So it's a way where you stay focused. You will get into what it looks like just now. Okay, so why do we need a vision board? Again, it's all about focusing. You are directing your focus. There is so much that goes on in our brain that is nonsense, that is garbage, that is uncontrollable, that is just never ending, that we do not even choose, most of which we do not even choose. We are told we are thinking 50 to 70,000 thoughts a day. And the majority of that, I cannot count up to 1,000. I cannot sit and count up to 100 thoughts if I sit in a moment. So let alone 70,000 thoughts that we are thinking. And most of them are just going on without our direction, without, most of those thoughts. Yes, of course, you direct your thoughts when you want to do something, a task, something in front of you. But for the most part, we let our mind just run around and do its own thing. Or we let a situation, we have a reaction to a situation, and then from there, the mind just goes and just, this turns into that, that turns into that, and you started talking, the situation was yellow, and your thoughts are just driving you, and you are ending up at green, and you don't even know how you got there. So that's how uncontrollable the mind is, and how ill-focused it is. So what a vision board does, at least for a section of time, is that it is focusing you on something that you chose, something that is intentional, and something that you are wishing for. Okay. You avoid distractions once you've made a decision. You're not going to say, no, I'm going to do my MBA. Okay. Then that's a thought that you're having. And then something else pops up. Oh, no, maybe I should I should get my master's in accounting or in engineering, whatever it is. Okay, that's a thought, and you go on that for a week. And then something happens, you see some video, somebody talks about something. Oh, maybe I should do YouTube. So you are distracted by whatever comes. But with a vision board, especially a completed one, what it does is you avoid, you have made up your mind. You are looking straight ahead. You are reminding yourself daily, this is my intentions for the year. And it's a way to live intentionally. Okay. And like I said, it's deliberate, intentional living. It creates clarity. You become clear. You make up your mind. And on a clarity point, a lot of us get anxious about being clear. Like, no, what if I ask for this? Or what if I want this? What if this is not the best choice for me? What if that's not what God wants for me? Or what if this is not really me? It doesn't matter. That does not matter. Make a choice, be clear about it, and do it diligently. If you choose the wrong thing, the fastest way, I've read this or saw this in a video somewhere and I never forgot it. The fastest way to know if something is not good for you, or if something is wrong for you, or if it's the wrong choice, is to do it 100%. If you do something 100%, you throw everything, all your faculties at something, and you are diligent and you're excellent and you're consistent at it. If you throw yourself into that, that is the fastest way to find out, oh, this is not for me. But the problem with us is that you start this, you have to do it. You start this, you are called to do it. And you do 10% of this, you leave it. And then you're like, nothing works. Well, is it that nothing works, or is it that you are not focused and you are not clear? So do not, even with the goals that you've chosen, even in the prayers that you've chosen to focus on this year, do not get worried, oh, is this the right one? Should I, shouldn't I? Because then you are left in that place where you are undecided and nothing gets done. Choose something, go ahead with it. You will get led. You will be rewarded for your choice. You will be either rewarded by that path getting better and better, and getting to greater heights, or you will be rewarded by knowing very quickly that this is not the right way. Both of which are very important. You want to know if you're in the wrong path, and you want to know if your path is well, and you want to get help and just-in-time information and stuff like that. And you will get rewarded by that if you become clear, you become excellent, and you execute. Okay, and a vision board sets your priorities. Okay, so now I want to tell you something about a Harvard study on MBA graduates that they did on writing down your goals. So if you're not going to do a vision board, at the very least, write down your goals. I don't know if any of you have been Avon customers, especially you ladies, and if you remember this little diary. I bought this little diary. I think my sister has it also. I bought this diary, and there are things here that I wrote. I didn't ask Jumi's permission to speak about them, but these were things we wrote in 2008. We wrote things here and they came true. I think we noticed, we wrote them and forgot about them. And 2 years later, when we looked at the list, everything on that list came true. And then obviously then we went, hey, let's write another list, you know? And then long story short, that list, nothing on that really happened 2 years later. And that's all about how you write lists. What's motivating you? The first list was really from a genuine place. It was from a genuine place, and we didn't even know what we were doing. The second list, what we did with that, when I started studying that, the difference between the first and the second list was fueled by, ooh, I want that too. Let's do it. Ooh, what we didn't replicate the mood or the state of mind that we were when we wrote the first list. All we did is just, we went on, oh, I want that again. I want to repeat that. It's the same with one-hit wonders. Why people become one-hit wonders with music or anything or movies is that they forget the state of mind that they were at when they did it the first time. And now they are focused on repeating it. The first time you didn't have that, you just had a pure intention, and it was really something that came from the heart. And we get into that with the course. We interrogate your goals to check, what is the intention behind this? Is it really your goal, or are you doing this because so-and-so has it, or because I'm an accountant, I should be a chartered accountant, or I'm a doctor, I should now specialize, I don't want to go into ministry, or I'm a doctor, I couldn't possibly go and I don't know, sing. I couldn't sing because I'm a doctor. So now you're saying because I'm a doctor, your goal is that I must specialize in something. Is that your goal? Is that what you're being told? Or what is it inside you? So we talk about that a lot. Okay. So this Harvard study, they took 1,000 MBA graduates in 1979. Okay. And they asked them one simple question. Do you have clearly written goals for the future? They asked them, that was just the one question. Do you have clearly written goals for the future? And the results were 3% of them, of the 1,000, they wrote clearly their goals. 13% had goals, but they didn't write them down, it was in their heads. 84% didn't have goals at all. Okay, and then 10 years later, they were interviewed, and for me, the results were, the results were astonishing. 3%, the 3% who wrote their goals down earned 20 times more than the 97% that didn't write them down combined. They took the money that the 97 were making, combining that, the 3% made 20 times more than that. I thought that was really like ridiculously amazing. So I don't know what that tells you, but that tells me that there is something in writing things down. Look at your everyday life. Try going for grocery shopping. Try going for grocery shopping without a list. And there's key things that you need. Whether it's, would you go for a month? I don't know whether you do your groceries monthly or weekly. Would you go for a monthly or weekly grocery shopping without a list? Would you do that? That is if you do not write your list, that is a surefire way of missing important stuff and being distracted, because there's so much. There is so much in the grocery stores. You get tempted with aisle number 7 or number 10, and you forget those things. Lists are important. Lists are very important. Okay, so basically in the list, you make up your mind, you get clear on what is it that you would like to have, and you go to work. It doesn't just happen. Nelly will tell us that she did not just sit, she didn't just make a vision board and sit by and things just fell from the sky. You make up your mind, you get clear about what that is, and then you go to work. You get things done. The difference is that your mind is focused and you are taking your mental faculties. There is 10B. You're taking your mental faculties, you're directing them down a specific path. Okay. So, and yes, writing it down is better than thinking about it. We have excuses as people say, no, but I know my prayers. I pray to God every day. I know what I want. I don't have to write it down. That is just us not refusing to write things down because we have some reason why we don't want to do that. So writing, if you do not make a vision board, at the very least, write your list down. And we get a little bit into how do you write the list or what is in the list. The how I cover in the course, you know, how to phrase it, how to make sure that, you know, like saying things in the present tense, things like that. So we get into much details in the 6-week course. All right. So basically, a vision board is an invitation to connect with your dreams, your prayers. I need help with this. Your dreams, your prayers, and your goals. Okay, let's continue. Right. So now, if you can see a little bit there on the corner, it's basically just a visual representation of the pictures that mean something to you, that represent the things that you want achieved. Scriptures that mean something to you, that energize you to go forward and to, you know, to stay focused on those prayers. Objects, you can have objects on your vision board. If you're a crafty person, that's even better. Okay. Affirmations, you know, and personal photos. Sometimes you will take a photo that represents you at your happiest, or at your most excited, or doing this very thing that you love doing, or a vacation that you want to relive, or something. So the more personal the vision board is, the more you can connect with it, and we'll get into that just now. There's 5 phases of constructing a vision board. You make a list, like I just said. You figure out how much does it cost you, whether you do it, and that's not only just financial. I'm going to get into this just now. What does it cost you to do this? Then you assemble it. That's the fun part. You connect with the vision board. I'll get into it just now. I'm going to go little by little. And then you show up. Okay, so just to go back a little bit, I have written notes here, so I'm just going to go through them quickly. What the biggest one that I'm going to talk about is about making the list, because this is very, very important. Before you even start searching for photos, for scriptures, for pictures that represents the car that you want, the career, or whatever it is that you're looking for, you have to first spend time with yourself to then find out what is it that you want. So I'm going to quickly go through that. Number 1, decide on a theme for the year. 2019, 2019 for me, it was migration. 2019, my theme for 2019 was migration. 2020, it was execution. And this year, my theme is legacy, because I want to be legacy focused this year. The legacy that I'm leaving for my kids, the legacy that I'm leaving wherever I go, when I'm in the company of people, with my business, whatever situation I enter into, when I leave that, what legacy did I leave is trailing behind me. So this legacy goes into all aspects of my life. So I'm realizing that whatever I'm doing, I'm creating legacy, and I'm intentional about that. So everything is going to be centered around that. A legacy of health and wellness, a legacy of mental health, healing our mental health, dealing with our issues, recognizing generational patterns, and making a decision that it stops with us, especially with generational patterns for us, or generational blessings or generational curses. Realize them, face the curses, and resolve to just say, I'm going to do something about this. The blessings, just keep doing it, keep passing them forward. So make a theme, decide on a theme. Make up your mind. As you're writing the list, make up your mind. What excites you? What do you enjoy? You know, write from your heart. Throw caution to the wind. Don't worry. Do not think about how. That is not your job. That's God's job. And we get into that, into detail, what your job is in the process and what God's job is in the process. So just have courage to ask big. Write it down. You know, Dr. Jordan Peterson said something I love that man. I call him the crazy psychologist, because really the way he speaks to you like some uncle some drunk uncle who doesn't care about your feelings and tells you the truth anyway. He says, write things down, have intentions of what you want to accomplish. The reason people don't do that is because they don't want to look at their failures. They don't want to be aware that they are failing. So they don't write things down, or they don't make up their mind what is it that they want. So the issue with that is, he says, then you are failing and you just don't know that you're failing at life. You're failing at life. You don't want to make up your mind what is it that you want. So you're continuing with your life. You are failing. You don't know that you are failing. You're not aware of it, but you keep failing on every front until you reach a point where your failure is so huge that you're into a psychotic episode, or you're breaking down. So make a list. Be specific. Make up your mind. What is it that you want? Some of the things you know, some of the things you're trying to run away from. It's not the fact that you're not going to name it doesn't mean you're not failing at it. It is time to claim it. Okay, so be clear, be specific, be thorough. So I have the 101 to 303 things that I tell people to do, and we go into that in the course also. So you name 101 things to about 303 things. Obviously, then that list has to cover your lifetime. A vision board is more onto a year, 12 months to about 18 months. But this list is about a lifetime. Okay, and then spend about, if you have issues, I have issues with being childlike and being imaginative. That's not how I'm wired, or that's not how I came up. So I recognize that as an issue. Spend time in prayer, asking God to help you with your imagination. If your issue is focus, spend time in prayer, ask, I have issues with focus, help me. Okay, have fun doing it. Have fun making the list. Have fun putting together the vision board. Okay, have fun. Be like a child. Think to yourself, if a 3-year-old you, the one who didn't go through all of life's things, if they were asked to come up with this list, how excited would they be, and how grandiose would their dreams be? You know, what would limit them? They would just think of the biggest and the weirdest and the most wonderful things that they like. Go into that and be like a kid. Watch your own child, get inspiration from them. Maybe ask them and watch them, and then take from them. What would you like? If you could have anything in the world, would you tell me a story about that? Tune into that. Okay, so would you make it colorful, beautiful? If smells also are important. For me, I have a perfume that I'm wearing now that makes me feel very, very good. I have different types of perfumes, but this particular one, it also happens to be the most expensive one I own. It takes me back to a time where where I felt like, ooh, we have just come into some good in our lives, you know? And I haven't had this perfume for years, and my husband just bought it for me, and he just out of the blue for Christmas, and I'm like, oh, I remember this perfume. It reminds me of that time, and now whenever I want that perfume does that for me. So work with what works for you, okay? Don't treat the list, don't treat the work that we're going to do, don't treat the vision board assembly and the searching for things, do not treat it as a chore. It is not. Be a kid, enjoy it. Let this be your joy ride. Okay, it's very important how you feel when you're doing the vision board, when you're writing the list. Okay, think big, think very, very big. Do not limit God. You know, we say that God, everything is impossible. Nothing is impossible with God, but then we don't want to dare ask for certain things. Okay, writing is important, as I said. And now when we come to the vision board, what I've just said was for the big list, the 100 to 303. Okay, when we come to the vision board for the next 12 to 18 months, when we come to that, your goals has to stretch you, and they also have to bring you confidence. You have to be confident about them. And this is the difference then between your big list and your small list. Your small list being for the vision board. If I'm earning 2,000, It may not bring you confidence to say, okay, I am now going to ask for 10 million rand a month in the next 12 months to 18 months. That may not bring you confidence. In fact, if the 12 months come or 6 months comes and you are nowhere close to 1 million or let alone 10 million, that may discourage you and crash you. So then what works in the interim is that we are asking, I'm earning 2,000 and I'm saying, asking for 4,000, double your income. Ask for that for the next 12 to 18 months. Because number one, it's likely that you don't know how that's going to happen. If we talk about 5%, we know that's your increase. Or if we talk about 20%, that's likely what other companies give you so that they can get you. Your next job could possibly give you 20%. So 20% is attainable. We know how that you can get. But once we start saying doubling your income, or I don't know how that can happen, I will have to trust God for that. So then ask for, in the interim, ask for something that you don't know how you're going to get it, but it's well within your comfort zone. Well, I don't know how I'm going to get it, but hey, I'm ready, I'm here. Okay, so do not set yourself up for a crash. Go with what resonates with you. Check in with the Holy Spirit. Okay, excuse me. Okay. Woo! Now we go to the next phase. So you do the list. We go into detail, like I said, and we go into categories. What does it cost you to do the vision board or write the list? Or even if you're in the course, what is it going to cost? You know, the Bible says that a man counts up the cost of building a house before he even starts building. You don't lay a brick unless you have sitting down and said, okay, what is this going to cost me? And then after that, you resolve to pay that. What do I mean by that? Identify your role in achieving either the vision board getting done and achieving your goals. What is it going to require of you? It's going to require time. It's going to require sacrifices. It's going to require you to shift things, your routine. It's going to require a new you. You cannot sit and be the same person you were in 2020 and ask God to bring you things that are big and grand, and you get to do nothing. The promises of God are linked with the responsibilities on our part. It's a whole new wine and old wine skin. You cannot have new wine in old wine skin. The old wine skin is going to burst because the new wine needs to stretch as it ferments. You see, so the wine skin is you. What you're asking for is the new wine. The wine skin is you. You have to be new. So if the old you now tries to put these things into practice, you crash and burn. You set things in January, and by the end of February, you've forgotten about it because you have not added up the cost of what is it going to cost me. These things that I'm asking God for, these things that I'm requiring myself to, saying that these are my wishes for 2021. What is this going to cost me? It's going to cost me to make a plan. It's going to cost me to make sacrifices. It's going to cost me to eat a certain way. It's going to cost me to actually sit and study. It's going to cost me less time on my phone. It's going to cost me to go outside and take a jog or a walk. It's going to cost me going to therapy to deal with my issues. That's what it's going to cost me for me to achieve some of these things. Add up, sit and think, what is it going to cost me for me to achieve these things? Because you have a responsibility. You have a responsibility. The promises of God are linked to your responsibility. Romans 12:2, if you know me, you know I like the scripture. Romans 12:2 says, do not conform to this world, but be ye transformed by the total renewal of your mind. It's new ideals, it's new thoughts. So you have a responsibility to renew your mind. That is your job. You renew your mind. Okay. Are we all good? I feel alone. Are we good?
We are good. We are good.
We're good.
We're still here.
Oh, wonderful. Thank you, Katlego. Thumbs up. All right. So that's you. Tally up. What is it going to cost you? Identify your role. It's not all, yes, it's not all up to you. Okay. But then again, you don't get to sit back and do nothing. God doesn't get to give you things and you're sitting and you're doing nothing. No, it's not. That's not how it works. Okay. God is waiting on you too. I think I just don't have it with me. I think Isaiah 30:18 is one of my favorite scriptures. I'll get to it just now. I'll get to it. Okay, so tally up what it's going to cost you. After systematically calculating the costs, resolve to pay it. Say, okay, this is what it's going to cost me. It's going to cost me A, B, C, D. That's a lot. Okay, I'm going to pay it. I'm going to pay that price. I'm going to pay that price. Resolve to pay the price. This is what this is going to cost me. Okay. A firm decision is needed here. Okay, you cannot be double-minded about it. Make a firm decision. This is what it's going to cost me. I'm going to pay this in full, not half or some percentage. Okay, so it's the same with, let's say you will have a vacation. You cannot put a vacation on your vision board without finding out how much that's going to cost you. What are you asking God for? How much is that? The life that you want, the salary that you, the lifestyle that you want. How much is that? Do you know of all the things that you're saying you want on your vision board? Do you know how much that costs? Ask for that. Work that out, ask for that. Okay. Then I want to talk quickly about the stages of learning, of becoming this new person, because this is going to require you to be a new person. So there's 4 stages to learning. Those who have been to my talks know about this. I'm going to quickly run through it. You go through a phase when you're learning anything. You go through a phase of unconscious incompetence, meaning that you don't know what you don't know. You don't know that you're writing goals. Let's say you've never heard of this since today, that writing goals is actually so important that it can 20x your results. Let's say you never knew that. So for your life up until I said that, you were in unconscious incompetence. You didn't know that you didn't know that that's important. So that's the first way, like, okay, I don't know, okay? Or think about Facebook before you got Facebook, a long time ago. It was there, it started, but up until the day you found out what it was, those days it existed, but you didn't know that it was there. So that's the first phase. The second phase is, can anybody help me? Can I just put you guys on the spot? Tumi and Nelly, what is the second phase of learning? The first one is unconscious incompetence. What's the next one? Hands up. Hey, disappointment.
Incompetent.
The first one is unconscious incompetence. What's the second phase of learning?
Consciously
Conscious.
incompetent.
Oh yes, conscious incompetence. Yes. Nelly, would you like to describe what that is? Do you remember what conscious incompetence means?
I think from what I remember is when you're aware that you are unable or you're not good, perhaps you're incompetent, but you're aware and you know that you're not able to do that particular thing.
Yes, that's exactly that. Oh, okay, now I've just received new teaching. So when you receive a new teaching on something or a new realization comes to you, like, oh, I don't know how to bake a cake. I need a recipe, for example. Okay, so that's called, you are conscious about the fact that you don't know how to do something. The next phase, what's the next phase, and will you please explain that for us?
Why are you putting me on the spot? Huh?
Nelly, my superstar, do you want me to turn it back to Nelly? The first one is unconscious incompetence. The second one is conscious incompetence. So what is the third phase?
Conscious.
I'm thinking.
Say it again.
When you are conscious and competent as well.
Yes. And an example of that for me was, and I'm sure for all of us, it was driving. Imagine, think about when you were driving the first time, you went to unconscious incompetence, you're not even aware of driving. Conscious incompetence, you're like, I need a car, I need to drive, I don't have a license, I know that I don't know how to drive. Conscious competence means I've been taught how to drive. I'm out in the road and I'm driving like this, everything, your foot, your ink, you know, you brake all the time because you're trying to control everything. You are aware of every single thing. You are looking and you are jittery. You can drive. You have the ability to drive. You've been taught, you know everything here, but your body is still trying to figure it out. A system is not locked in place yet. So that is, so you are very conscious of every single movement and every single decision that you're making. Okay, so that is, you are consciously competent. You are conscious of every little step. Okay, Nelly, I'll let you end off with the final phase of learning. What is that? Nelly?
Sure, I'm trying to remember.
Okay, let me help you. The first one is unconscious incompetence. The second one is conscious incompetence. The third one is conscious competent. What is the final one? Putting you on the spot. To me, do you remember? You laugh. The final one is unconscious competent. What that means.
I actually wrote it down.
Pardon?
But I actually wrote it down. I was like, it's easier when you write it down. You can see UCI, and UC. Yeah.
You see, look at God. Writing down is important. You see. So,
yes, amen.
Pardon?
Amen.
Amen to that. So, sorry. When you're unconsciously competent, it's how we drive right now. You drive comfortably, you don't have to pay attention. You know, you get in, your key, everything, mirror, reverse, whatever comes at you, it can be unexpected, anything. You get a pothole, you don't panic, you know what to do if you can see it in time. Or a speed hump, you are not, there's a speed hump, I better remember. You are competent, you are just gliding through, you understand, you can brake quickly, you can go quickly, if you can accelerate with confidence, so you don't have to worry about where the clutch goes or where ink goes. You are consciously competent. And that's what it takes. And I introduced this to say, whatever it is that you resolve to do that is new, you are going to go through that. So if it gets tough, it gets uncomfortable, if it gets weird, if it's because you are at that conscious, competent state. And how did you become a good driver? You kept driving and driving and driving and driving until you became comfortable. So the old self will want to creep back and take you backwards. So, and if you have an understanding right now that this is going to come and you accept it as a necessary evil, so to speak, you accept it as part of the process, that you're going to be lazy to do whatever, that this is part of the process. I'm in conscious competence stage. All you have to do is to get up, put one foot in front of the other, and then you will. It is a law. It has been proven. You can prove it in your own life with other examples, not just driving, swimming, or whatever else. Your career also, getting into your career, getting into a routine of what you're doing. You know what it was like to be from varsity to your first job, how daunting that was, until you figured out that, oh, there's nothing to this. For me, I had a silly thought. I had a silly fear of SAB before I did SAB. Like, oh, then you get into it, like, oh, okay. You get used to it and it's click, 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 you do your stuff. So I say, I need you to understand that whatever it is, it may be the vision board, it may be whatever new thing, it may be a workout program, it might be a course that you have to go and do, or studying, or the assignment, whatever it is, you are going to go through tough times. That's the conscious competent phase. Stick it out, keep doing it. You will be rewarded. You are going to fall off the wagon. You're going to do, it's part of the process. Okay. So that's that. I think that's it with the second phase. Diligence. So diligence, with the second phase, diligence is important. Keep doing it. Perfection is a lie. Perfection lies to us. Keep going. That's really what we should do. Okay. Then, like I said, once you've made up your mind, pictures are out, you've made your list, you've calculated the cost, you take out everything, you assemble your vision board. Okay. You cut it and I also teach on how do you assemble it. It shouldn't be, let me see my next page. It shouldn't, you use images, personal pictures, like I said, make it personal, make it beautiful, make it neat and tidy, do not overcrowd it. Let it show your personality. Let it show your interest. Let it reflect who you are. This is your thing. Okay, so then the fourth one is you connect with it. You are trusting God for the things that are in front of you. You're reminded, you are keeping that vision in front of you. It's plain, it's clear, like Habakkuk 2:2. Write your vision down and make it clear, plain, and beautiful and personal to you. Do that, be childlike, connect with it. Okay, your connection is saying to God, I believe you for this. You are inserting within your mind the thing that you have deliberately and intentionally set forth for yourself. Okay, and then the final phase then is showing up daily. You show up daily for yourself, and showing up daily, excuse me. What showing up daily means is get up. You've now gone through all of this. Get up, go do good, and do so excellently. Become just as excellent. Everything that you, whatever your hands find to do, do it excellently. Start doing that. Because your blessings deserve an upgraded you. So because you don't know, the how is up to God, is not up to you. Let your blessings find you equal to them. What kind of a person is to get those things? You have to up-level yourself. Okay, tough times are going to come. Take them in your stride. Practice stuff. And what is most important about this whole process, any process, if you really think about it, is you have to set aside time to reflect and review. Check in with the Holy Spirit, and we go into this. Check in with the Holy Spirit. Check in with yourself. Is this me? Is this working? Okay, I said waking up at 4, I wanted to do that. Is that working? I'm not giving up. I'm just changing it up. Do we see the difference? Have you ever seen that sometimes you struggle to, especially back in the day, I don't know if we do that nowadays. The phones are so much better. But back in the day, you struggle to remember a phone number, but you can dial it. Remember when we used to do please call me? You know, please call me will force you to memorize someone's number because you want them to call you back. So you'd find that it is much easier for you to dial the number than it is to actually say it. Your body has memorized it better than your brain. It has moved from your brain to the rest of your body. And as you're doing this, if you are led to start a fast, whether while you're writing your list or in the course or when you're doing your vision board, if you are led, if you feel that there's this inkling for you to start a fast, please do. Because a fast is very powerful and it intensifies it. Okay, and if you are feeling led to change your routine, again, yield to that. All right, and if you're also led to giving, there's something about giving that, something might have been sitting in your spirit about that, and if you are led, just start doing that. That will also assist because it opens up the channels to say, if you are giving, you will receive so much more than you are giving. So if you are led to doing that, please do so. Okay, so I'm going to go quickly over how the course looks like. Okay. It's going to be, again, this is us adding up. What is it going to require of me? These are the costs. This is what it costs you to be, other than the price of the course, which is 590. Other than the cost financially for the next 6 weeks, it is going to cost you 2 hours of live classes or 2 hours of recordings. I advise you to make the 2 hours if you can, because then it's interactive. You can ask questions and stuff like that. But things happen, live recordings will be available. Okay, so this is what it's going to cost you. Make up your mind that 2 hours every week, though it's once a week. Every week we're going to have a live class. We have tasks in class that we're going to do. And sometimes the reason why I stretched it to 2 hours is that some of the in-class tasks you can do during the 2 hours. So that's why I've made it to 2 hours. You're going to need about 10 to 45 minutes of doing daily tasks. I'm going to be sending them to you every day when you sign up for the course. I will be writing. What is the course going to cost you? Writing. You're going to write according to the exercises. Some will be even 1 hour, depending on you. And then we will start at 4 times a week. And I think the max in the last week will be 6 times in that week. You will have every day something to write down. So resolve to pay this cost. Full commitment, full laser focused commitment. That's what it's going to cost you. Okay, so I want to give you a quick lesson on setting the mood and the importance of that. Setting the mood for the course, setting the mood for doing the exercises, setting the mood when you're doing the list if you're not going to join the class, setting the mood for doing your own vision board if you're not going to join the class, because you can do it. There's videos about how to do it. There's a lot of videos out there. You can go search that and get to doing this. But you will find with most of them that they will tell you that your mood is very important. Okay. Intention is everything. So what do I mean by mood? For instance, in our class, what I'm going to do, we are going to start having praise and worship before the class starts. So 30 minutes before the time of class, we're going to have praise and worship. That may work for you. Somebody said that I don't like gospel music. It doesn't really, it's not my thing. And they said, no, listen, the music that is played at spas and when you're having a massage, that gets me relaxed. That gets me to tune out of the world and just be about where I am. Do that. For you, it may be that I need a run, I need a jog. When I'm from a jog and a run, I feel invigorated. I feel like I can conquer the world. I do that, I take a shower and I'm ready to go. If that's what you need to do to set the mood, do that. If you need to dim the light, candles and stuff like that, do that, you know? And just know another aspect of setting the mood is that energy comes before time. What do I mean by that? Your energy is more important than the time you have, because you can have a time to do the exercises, for example, or to write the list or whatever it is. But if you're exhausted, you will have the free time. You'll spend the free time on your phone trying to zone out because you're so excited. You're so exhausted. So budget the energy also. Allocate your energy to say, I not only need time, but I also need energy in order to do due diligence for this task. Okay. And then atmosphere, the ambience. If you like to light up some things, candles and sage, I don't know. If you like perfume, like I said, there's a perfume that just, or one of these room infusers or whatever it is, if it puts you in a certain mood, you may even want to create one. You might even want to start one specifically and say, okay, I want to set it up this way so that I play this music in the background. My lights are like this. My room is like that. The kids are not coming in. I have announced to everybody that the next 30 minutes is just my time. Do that. It's very important. Okay. Mood music, like I said, prep the soil. Prep the soil so that the seeds can grow during the classes. During the classes, that's the praise and worship during the classes. While you're doing the exercises, make sure that you set the mood. You know, the Bible has a story on the parable of the sower, that the message that you're getting in church, in someone's video, in whatever, is a good seed. It's a good seed. The problem is, where is this seed landing? Is it landing by the tar road where cars trample it and people step on the seed? Is it landing on rocky or thorny soil? Because rocky and thorny soil, you get very excited about something, but because the soil is not good, it will choke out that good seed. There's nothing wrong with the seed, something not so right with the soil. Then you have good soil. Good soil will take up the seed, nourish it, and multiply it by 30-fold. So even good soil is different, 30-fold, 60-fold, or 100-fold. You get to choose what kind of soil you are, or if you are soil, or if you are tar road. How do you do that? You figure out how you get yourself there. You know, people know the routine at their churches a lot of the time. They know that praise and worship is about an hour and they're okay coming into church just 5 minutes into pray after the last song or something. They don't understand that praise and worship is prepping the soil. How do you prep your soil? However, it could be listening to a video. Listening to one video every day or every time you have to do that could set your mood. Or having 5, 6 videos that you play that prep the soil. It makes what you are hearing and what you are doing, it intensifies it and it multiplies it. So that is paramount. That is paramount. Okay, so I'm going to go quickly. What are we going to cover within the aspect? And you can take your list if you're not going to join us and just make decisions on the following. So it's 12 segments: health and fitness, intellectual life, what do you want to read? What certification do you want to do? What qualification do you want? What course do you want to sign up for this year? What are your intentions for this year? What is for your intellect? What are you trying to do? Okay. Emotional life stuff. I went for therapy in December. I saw that my emotions were not regulated well enough. A situation will be here and I'll just go up there. And I did not like that. And because that was a goal for me, I sought help. I went through 2 months of intense therapy and I am so much better, if I can tell you that. So much better. I can regulate my emotions. And my issues were snapping at the kids. So it was anger, impatience, overwhelm, and just shutting off emotionally. So then that was my goal, that listen, this came towards the end of the year. And even towards the end of the year, okay, I recognize it. I set a goal for it. No, it happened. Yeah, I think August, September. And then I sat with it. And then I saw it was getting worse. It was getting worse. By December, it was like, okay, I'm calling this girl. My therapist helped me with that. And because I'm this kind of a person, she was even surprised that I knew what I wanted. I said to her, listen, my issue is I have anger problems, I have temper problems, I have impatience problems, I snap at the kids, and I what's the English word? I overreact. I do not want to do that anymore. Give me tools on how to do that well. I teach it to other people. I need somebody else to teach me how to do this because it's not translating into my life and I don't want to be this kind of a mom. Homeschooling is not compounded to that, but look, I had to face it either way. So I did that because that was a goal for me and it worked. I'm telling you, I'm not 100%, but I feel so much at ease right now. I trust myself. I trust my emotions because I've been told what to do. I've been given tools and I'm putting them to good use. Okay, so emotional life, what's your character? What are character traits that you like to work on? Stuff like that. We go into details. What is the kind of relationship that you want with God? What does that look like? God is there's so many faces to God. God, my provider, God, my healer, Jehovah Jireh, Jehovah Japha, I think. What are the names of God? Does anybody know? I know there's people who know all of them. Anybody? God, the healer, God, the provider, the comforter. So where do you want to focus? What is your focus in your relationship with God? Is there weekly, daily things that you have not been doing for years that you'd like to do? Would you like to go back to church? What are your spiritual, what is your connection with God? How would you like that to be versus how it is right now? Okay, love relationships, whether you are in a relationship or not. If you are, what are the goals there? If you're not, we work on that. What kind of a person then do you know what you want? If he came at you, would you know enough to say, you're cute and all, but you can interrogate something against a standard if you have a standard. If you do not have a standard, you give everybody chances, and then it winds up, you find out 2-3 months later that, but if I had a standard, if I made up my mind about it, I prayed about it, and I was sure about it, or I was working with it, I would know immediately that, nah, you're not the one. Okay, so, and then what is this now? Okay. Parenting. What is your vision for your kids? And in that, what's going on? Okay, parenting vision. what are the good traits that your kids are seeing in you right now? That's one of the exercises for parenting vision. What are the good traits that your kids are seeing in you right now? What are the bad traits that right now your kids are seeing in you? You know, how are you building on the good? What are you doing with the bad? You see, so you have to be clear about that. You have to, their spiritual life, their career, their purpose. Because for me, one of the very general one in, but one that I was very specific about, that I was very dedicated to, was that the calling that God has for my kids, I would like to be the environment to allow that to come out and to be. Therefore, meaning I'm not going to steer them, I'm going to help them go inwards. I want to help them with their intuition while they are young, help them go inwards and to discover and to understand that life is an adventure of figuring that out happily and courageously going after that. That is one of my big thing with my kids. So what about you? And there's obviously other things with that. So we go into details with that. Social life, friends, fun stuff, financial life. Get a figure, get a number. Like I said, if you don't know where to start with doubling your income. Whether you're doing a business on the side, whether you are, whatever it is, get good with accounting. By accounting, I mean just knowing what's coming into my account, what's going out of my account. And ask. You do not have to do so much budgeting if you can get diligent with your if you can diligent with your accounting, and you are sure that the things that you're spending your money on are the things that excite you, that you like. The issue is when your finances are spent on things that do not bring you, that if your finances are spent on things that bring you shame, so much so that you don't even want to look at your bank account. If that's the case, we need to work on that. Okay. And then career and business again. How many units of lipstick do you want to sell? You're currently selling 30, you are averaging on 30 units of lipstick a month. Would you like that to be 60? Would you like that to be 150? Ask God, ask big. If God can give Mac millions of lipstick, and I'm not trying to be ridiculous here, I'm just saying ask. And like I said, there's a big ask and then there's the interim ask. Ask and go do the job, because now you are now currently selling 10 lipsticks a month. Now you've set a goal that, okay, I'm going to ask God to sell 50 lipsticks. You're going to see that every morning, and that's your focus every morning, and it's going to drive your decisions. Okay. And then we have quality of life and your grand purpose. So those are what we go through in the course. You can take your list if you're not going to join us, and then just make them go through all of that. Okay. So now I said to you a calendar. Anybody wants to share what they did with the calendar? Pull out your calendars for 2020. What is the summary? What do you think when you reflect back on your calendar? Hands up. When you reflect back on 2020, how was 2020? You don't have to necessarily divulge what it is, but what was doing that exercise like for you? That's actually what I want to know. What was going through 2020 like for you? Checking the significant events. What was that like for you? Hands up, please. Are people still alive?
We are here.
Yes. Yes, comrade. Let's start with that. Did you go through your calendar?
Look, just a review of my calendar. Yeah?
Okay.
Let's start on my vision board.
Okay.
I was just looking at it now, the one that I did for 2020. Yeah?
Yes.
And I'm seeing red flags for me to start to say, all right, I had a theme for 2020. So that was one thing that I got right, the theme, né? And I did well with my theme.
Okay.
And then the second phase where you said make a list, man.
Yes.
I didn't take time and make a list of everything that I wanted.
Okay.
I skipped the list and I went to. I got excited about pictures, putting things that I want there, and then putting it together. How it's gonna look, what do I want to see there, and yeah. But I didn't do the list. The list is quite important as you go through because it tells you exactly what is it, what do you want. Then from there, that's when you align what you want, and then make sure it's there on your vision board as well. Because again, that's why you go to the grocery and miss things. So I see where I've missed things because it doesn't cover everything. Some things I do well, there's a lot, and then some I didn't cover here on the vision board. But and then I didn't reflect on what it will cost me. Meaning the time. I just took the initial time to put it together. But I didn't do the complete work of showing up, connecting, and then being one with the board or with my vision board. So I'm okay, some I'm actually horrible on. And then I showed up on good days when I want to. And then when I'm busy and life happens, then I put it aside because I didn't make time for it. So I didn't prioritize it.
Okay.
So not just looking at mine now, it just shows you there's your gaps, things that I need to improve on
This year.
or this year, or creating my 2021 calendar.
Yes.
And then on the 2020 calendar, it was the nice thing about it. We actually spent some time, planned some activities, and planned some things like family meetings, for example. Yes, we didn't do all the family meetings, but just having a plan or having it written down on my calendar. It's always good to, it reminds you, hey, that Sunday, 9 o'clock, it's family meeting. It's the same as at work. The calendar guides your day or what's going to happen. But so if you're, then it's better. But yeah, so I'm just, for me, I was just looking at things to improve for 2021.
Oh, wow. Thank you so much. That is so thorough. That is so well thought out. Thank you very much, Lavi. Anybody else that would like, Nelly, this is now your opportunity to also give us a breakdown on what you want to share about what came through, what happened with your vision board and your calendar.
Okay, in terms of my vision board, it was more of, I focused more on the list.
Yes.
We I think for the year 2020, when I was reflecting, it was more about financial breakthrough.
Yes.
I think I've explained before that it was not about being broke or I don't know how to explain it, but you'd have money but not use it wisely.
Yes.
So then through the vision board and putting figures in targets to my financial goals, I managed to be able to achieve them by August.
Oh.
And so by August, I was already set for the saving goal I had planned for myself and my family. I had already, because if you can remember, you did another class of financial wellness with Barbara.
Yes.
We were taught about emergency fund,
yes.
All those things that I did not have before 2020.
Yes.
So then soon after 2020 and after that class, just jotting everything down, having a plan on how to get there, because it was simple for me to say, okay, I want to achieve this goal amount, but how I'm going to get the month to month and managing my lifestyle was also very important. So I had to plan it out with my partner, of course. Then yeah, we managed to get the goal to by August. So this year, okay, but then there were goals that I won't say they materialized, but we started on it.
Yes.
Yeah, they like, for instance, if I can mention property,
please.
was one of that. Yeah, it was one of the main goals actually that we wanted to achieve, but due to certain circumstances, it was delayed.
Yes.
And we are now in the process of acquiring a property that we had planned for 2020. So it was not still, I guess, part of 2020 plan. So it's just extended into 2021.
Yeah, I'm getting goosebumps. Yeah. Oh, thank you so much for your vision board. We're going to get to the calendar just now. Thank you so much, Nelly. This is really, it fills me up with excitement just hearing that. Okay, and like we said, 12 to 18 months, really. It's en route, it's happening. So if it's happening, it's a good thing. Just because it's not done, you are in the middle of it.
Yeah.
We celebrate all the way in the process. We don't just celebrate at the end. Okay, so continue with the what? How was the calendar review, going through your calendar?
I did not do it as thorough as Dumi did. But
thank you.
But by 2020, it was, I think, with COVID and everything, there was not much to say to my calendar. It's just, and I think in my sense, COVID, it was a benefit, sort of. It assisted us in certain things, because we were able to get to like, for instance, the relationship, I won't say goals, but relationship factor,
Milestones?
family life,
Milestones,
story. Yes. So it improved my family in terms of that for the whole 2020.
Okay, wow, beautiful, beautiful. Katlego, may I put you on the spot, just on the 2020 calendar? I know it was like an hour ago that you got this exercise, but just the thought of it, Katlego, would you care to comment on that? Just the thought of going, how was your 2020 or doing that?
Okay, Janelle.
Like this. I do this to people. Tembi's laughing because she knows. Yes.
I know you did put me on the spot. My 2020, well, it started off well, because we had planned to go on a girls' boat cruise, which it happened exactly at the beginning of COVID. So we were the last group to actually go on the cruise.
Okay.
Yeah, and then COVID came, then everything just went downhill. But when I look at it now, I can see that there were a lot of things that needed to happen, during that time. Yeah, COVID. One needs to go and introspect themselves. Are you on the right track, or are you lacking somewhere? And just develop that deeper and intimate relationship with God.
Yeah.
We still here, Rapela, has it it really, really, so mainly there changes. And then, yeah.
Thank you very much. For somebody who...
But it closed off.
Sorry?
It closed off on a bad note because I lost one of my grandmothers, Bako Panko.
Oh,
At least
okay.
it's one of those people who groomed me for it. No matter what you go through in life, remember, Hore, your strength, you need to go down, kneel and talk to God.
Yes.
Hore, okabona go le lefifi. Ask for outside, so yeah, was basically that.
I appreciate that. Thank you very much for somebody who had an hour to come up with this. I'll tell you just now once everyone has gone through it. Tembi, quickly. Yeah, you've got a list. Tembi, we can't hear you. Oh, unmute yourself. There.
Can you hear me?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Hello, everyone. So for me, now I do the bucket list for 2020. You see it, name?
Yeah.
So I think I've ticked a lot of stuff. Number one was just being debt-free and having a good credit record.
Yeah.
Okay, that I'm still working on it.
Mm-hmm.
And then having some savings which is done.
Okay.
And then I had my yearly vacation. And then one is done, which was to go to Durban. And Bastoto Village, which is I'm going this weekend.
Oh, okay.
And then the other, yes. So the other one was an educational achievement, which I'm still working on it. And then the other one working on that too, you've said that I started going to gym, I started eating healthy. And plus on the 6th, I'm going on hiking. It will be my first time experience. Yeah, and then building a good and healthy romantic relationship that are not toxic. And of course, rebuilding my aunt, which is still in the process now. Yeah?
You're rebuilding what? Sorry, I didn't
that
hear that part.
Building my relationship with my aunt.
Oh, okay.
I'm still working on that. I want me to work out. And then the other one that I did, which is the last thing that was on my bucket list, was to buy my mom a present, which was the blood money. And then yes, I did that. So I think most of the things in my bucket list I managed to do. Then I'm still on with the others with my vision board, of course.
Wonderful. Thank you so much, Tembi. That you should be proud of yourself for writing it, and ticking must feel nice.
Yes.
Kelzo, my sister. What you gotta say? Game side. Is she still here? Okay. When she comes back, are you back, Sissy?
I think Kelly is left. She's gone. Or connection.
Yeah, maybe connection is an issue. Yeah, we know Karankua, how Karankua is. Okay. So the purpose of this was just to see how quickly 2020 went and how much of it wasn't really by design, and to do it differently in 2021 so that we walk the steps of 2021 in a directed manner, in a more organized way.
Hi, hello. Sorry.
Hey, Sissy. Come on, give us your
I'm sorry, I'm
wrap-up.
driving, and then so I kept trying to tap on the unmute button, but then I kept pressing some other button, so I'm trying to go back. I'm using one hand, but anyway.
Drive safe.
Sorry, I'm
Number
driving
one,
to the
drive
doctors.
safe. Yeah. You going to the doctors?
Yeah, I'm going to the dentist. I'm having an issue today. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Anyway,
all right.
No, for me, can I go? It's not gonna be long. It's gonna be short, actually.
Yeah.
I hope
we can.
Okay. For me, 2020. My vision board's theme was forgiveness, and I achieved that goal, and I was able to, to grasp that concept, and I was able to, truly forgive. And after that happened, then things started to unravel. A lot of positive things happened, stemming from that forgiveness. And then, then the relationship improved. And then, of course, then there was the travel plans that couldn't materialize because of COVID. And, but, basically the theme for the year for me, that's what worked. And then for 2020. So yeah, the other things, I made a list, but then, I kept putting it away and then I didn't look at it every day. But after I made the vision board, then I saw it every day. And I think I was more focused on the theme of forgiveness. So for 2021, what I realized going to counseling is that you cannot really fix other things if you are yourself, you're okay. So then I realized, for 2021, actually, I need to look at myself, fix myself, That's not that I'm broken,
Yes.
but, work on myself. And then, the other things then I'll be able to focus on other things as well. Thanks.
Yeah. Oh, thank you so much. I want to cry, but the tears fail me. You must tell the people, during the people out here in the universe, you must tell people how long you and I have been walking this forgiveness road. I am so proud of you. I'm so proud of you.
Thank you.
I'm so
It's been long.
And I'm happy for you that you get to see really that when you do forgive, and that's a whole nother class or course altogether. Things start to open up. There are so many things that are closed because we do not forgive. I'm proud of you. All right, let's get this party ended. Now, I've got a task for you guys as we are ending. This is your homework. Where are we? Declutter and reorganize your life. We are ushering in the new you. That new you cannot be seeing clutter in your wardrobe, in your garage, in your storeroom, in your work desk, in your work drawers. We are going to declutter. We are going to do a wardrobe audit. Go through your wardrobe. If you have not worn it for 12 months, give it away. You're not going to wear it again. Give it away, okay? Drawer swap, whether at work or at home. I have a drawer for my undies. I have a drawer for my socks. Swap them. Why does what does the swap do? You are going to become unconscious. Hey, oh yeah, you are training your brain. You are retraining your brain. You are reminding yourself that, oh, this is what it takes to, to usher in something new. And then you will see yourself go through the going for the socks and you see, oh no, underwear, okay. And then you will reach a point where you are used to it. And it is evidence to you that, oh, that's all this takes. That mistakes are part of the process. That I will keep missing the mark, but I keep practicing it, I keep practicing, and eventually I get it right. So it is everyday simple tool that can refocus you in that way, that can make you aware that this is how the brain works. It works by creating networks or shortcuts. You struggle, keep going, and then it finds a shortcut, and then you are done like that. Okay, finish things that are unfinished or toss them away. My love, I'm sorry to put you on the spot, but there is a red painting there in the lounge that fell off. We are today in front of the class, I'm telling you, we are either going to hang that painting up or we are going to give it away. We have to be surrounded. The reason this is good is because you have to be surrounded by the things that you like, things that are in order, things that you are using, things that are fruitful to you. The clothes that are adding to your wardrobe that you're not wearing, they are actually they are a reflection of what is going on in your mind. The things that you keep hiding and say, no, I'll deal with it, mainly I'll work on it, and you're not gonna work on it. So take it out and leave with things, use things that are working for you. Okay, Number 2, I've already spoken about it. 101 to 300 things that you like to be, do, and have. Make that list. Oh yeah, due by end of week 4 is for those that are then coming for the clock. I want you to be done by the end of week 4. You need to be done. Remember to set the mood like I taught you, okay? Your way. And oh, this one I was saying, hey, shower ideas. I get great ideas when I'm showering. When I'm near water, ideas flow. So that use that to maybe think about other things, you know, for the things that you want to be, do, and have. That happens to me. That's what happens to me. And this is the end. Thank you very much. Unmute yourself. Unmute yourself. A little bit of Q&A. Before we go, thank you very much for coming. I appreciate you. I know we went over. Here's my intention with this. My intention was to introduce the course to you so that you see what it's about and join in. If you cannot join for whatever reason, I wanted to give back to you something that you can go home and actually put into practice that will work for you. So please, whether you're joining the course or not, keep me updated. It helps me to tell me that, hey, this is what happened, you know, keep me updated. It motivates me also, it fills me up with energy, you see. So keep me updated on how it's going, and especially when things start happening, when you're taking that list, tell me, okay? And before we go, I'm gonna go around again and ask you guys, what is the one thing that you know now that you didn't know when you entered the Zoom class? I'll tell you why this is important. Please do this when you're going to church, when you're going to a seminar, or when you're watching a video. Always ask yourself this. What this does, it gets your brain used to growing and learning. Because then you're focused, whatever you focus on grows. So you're focusing on, what did I gain from this? And then you ask yourself, your brain goes to work, it goes from now and it goes back, it rewinds back the whole seminar, and it picks out things that you learned, and it brings them forward. And then that you have more likely to put them into practice when you're thinking about, oh yeah, what? I didn't know this until I did that. You see, so that's the reason that you do that. Even at church, if it's possible, if your church is not too big, go to your pastor. If that message that week, something that you learned touched you especially, go and tell them. It will do two things. It brings it forth because you've said it, and it validates and confirms their message, you know, to me also, that, okay, what I did, this was good, it served you. And perhaps even better than that, because a lot of the things that I say, that the preachers say, that anybody who stands up and speaks say, a lot of it is planned, yes, but there's a lot of present moment droppings, and where the Holy Spirit leads you to say something that you had never even thought of. I'm sure you've been through the same. If you've ever spoken to anybody, there's things that you intend to have this conversation, and then there's words, scenarios, examples that come to you as you speak that do not come from you. That is a wisdom or an example that you never thought of. So then sometimes I say things that I didn't plan to say, and they're straight from the Holy Spirit. And you saying that back to me teaches me something, because I might have even forgotten that I said that. Somebody with the last class said something that I didn't even, you know, and I can share it now after you guys have shared. I said, oh, okay, yes, I did say, okay, yes. So get into the habit of doing that. It validates the speaker. It teaches them something, because a lot of the times we say things in the present moment that we're not even planning on saying. Okay, so go, hands up. This time, all of you, I want to know, what is 1, 2, 3, a couple of things. Let's keep it to 1 or 2, or whatever it is that you want to say. 1, 2 things that you didn't know, that you know now. You didn't know before 9 o'clock, but now you know those things. Hands up, please.
Oh, the hands up.
Yes, Mr. Marakile, you may speak.
Well, I didn't know I was the only man attending. So that's first one right there.
Okay.
Yeah. for me, it was, I knew the 4 stages,
Yes.
and then, but that unconsciously competent, for me to link it to my body, Corey, I didn't know what I could, when I do it so well that my body literally takes over and I don't really need to think about it or think of what I'm doing. It's like exercising if you do it daily. It's like we said, driving if you do it daily. So that for me was like, oh wow. So my body is that powerful, basically. If you, I don't know, if you train it or do the work, you must be careful that your body takes over and can do things without you. So yeah, that was the one thing for me. And then with that course material, going through 1 to 12 things that we're going to cover in the course, for me, what's important to do is linking your vision to your life, or your family growth. Everybody, it's important to have something to do with your family there. What does family growth mean to me, and what do I have on my vision board for it? Social, correct. I just took 5 for me that were resonating, Linda. Physical growth, mental growth, growth, social growth. Is things that I need to check up on as time goes on, every once a week or whenever, just to see how am I doing. So seeing them there made me realize, hey, those things are important. That's why you have them to ensure that they're on your vision board.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much for that. Next person, please. Tembi, you were not here. We are asking people what is the one thing that they learned today that they didn't know before they started the class. Katleho, may I put you back on the spot? Yes.
Sorry, can I go now because I'm about to go inside?
All right, it's fine. It's fine. You can go.
Can I? No, I'm saying, can I say
Oh,
something?
yes, you can say next. Yes, you can go next.
No, for me, what I didn't know was the 4 stages that we were talking about in the morning, and then they were helpful. It's something that I would like to expand on. I mean, during also this the making of the vision board.
Yeah.
So for me, it was the 4 stages that I didn't know about today.
Okay.
Yeah.
Thank you very much. I'm glad. Hey, go well with the dentist.
Okay, no. Bye, guys.
Bye-bye. Katleho, may I go back to you? Did Katleho leave?
Bye.
Tembi, you can go. Tembi?
Oh, okay. For me, can you hear me?
Yes.
Can you hear me?
Yes.
Oh, okay. Now for now, what I have learned through today's class is that, talking about those unconscious, computer unconscious, whatever, like, yes. What I've learned is that, like, we have the ability to do more than what we think we can. And the only problem is that we're just being resistant to change, So I think for me, I will be working on fighting, like there is knowing that I have the ability to do something and I can go beyond that. My body and mind limiting me to believe that I can't, Yes.
Oh, that's wonderful. That's great. All right, guys, with that said, I would like to say that thank you very much for showing up. I appreciate your time. It really means a lot to me. And hey, the course now, week 1 starts next week, Thursday and Saturday. And just to clear things up, you may take the Thursday class or the Saturday class. Saturday is a repetition Thursday is a repetition of, Sunday is a repetition of Thursday. So you can do one class or the other, you can interchange, or you can do both if you want to repeat. Okay, so the class is 590, like I said. Do your very best to come to the live class. If not, we will send you the recording. And with that said, I say good morning, bye-bye, God bless you, go well.
Bye.